A woman with a terminal illness returns home, only to discover her husband sleeping with another woman. What makes it even more infuriating is that this woman is her best friend. This woman's name is Ji-won. She stands outside the door, listening to her husband and best friend discussing what to do after she dies. The two of them want to get their hands on Ji-won's insurance money as quickly as possible. Just the day before, her best friend was still comforting Ji-won, making her feel so warm inside. Now, hearing these words, Ji-won can't hold back any longer. She bursts into the room, screaming at these two betrayers. However, her shameless husband is still protecting her best friend, and wants to lay hands on Ji-won. The hypocritical best friend drops her act too, threatening Ji-won that she might as well die sooner. Ji-won completely breaks down. She keeps hitting her best friend to vent her rage. Unexpectedly, her husband grabs Ji-won, pushes her down, and she crashes into the corner of the glass table. Ji-won dies on the spot. However, something unexpected happens. Ji-won actually wakes up again. She's back in the world from 10 years ago. Ji-won looks at her husband who betrayed her. She starts screaming like crazy. Everyone in the company gets scared and runs out to see what's happening. They see Ji-won beating up her boyfriend. Her boyfriend is embarrassed in front of his colleagues. He almost shows his true vicious nature. At this moment, the CEO suddenly intervenes. He grabs Ji-won and tells her to calm down. Only then does Ji-won realize she's back at the company where she worked 10 years ago. Ji-won checks the scar on her arm. She discovers it's really gone. Still not fully processing what's happening, Ji-won accidentally trips. She knocks over the hot water kettle nearby. She sees exactly where it's falling. It's the same spot where she was about to get burned in her previous life. Right at this moment, the CEO intervenes again. He pushes away the hot water kettle and helps Ji-won up. Ji-won can't believe what's happening before her eyes. She rushes out of the company. When she sees the outside world, she finally believes she's really back 10 years ago. After Ji-won returns to her rental room, she looks at the loose change in her hand. She starts remembering everything. Ji-won, who lost her parents at a young age, married her boyfriend Min-wan from the same company early on. On their wedding day, her mother-in-law praised Ji-won for being beautiful on the surface, but secretly treated her very coldly. In the married life that followed, Ji-won lived like she was in hell every day. She endured endless torment. Because Ji-won couldn't get pregnant for 3 years, her mother-in-law pushed her even harder to go out and make money. But her husband Min-wan quit his job to stay home and trade stocks, thinking he could strike it rich. Not only that, Ji-won also had to bear the pressure from work. This caused problems with her health. When Ji-won went to the hospital for a checkup, the doctor told her she had late-stage cancer. But after her mother-in-law and husband found out, they still wanted to squeeze every last bit of value out of Ji-won. Because her husband hadn't been paying the hospital bills for a long time, the hospital had to let Ji-won go home for chemotherapy. After leaving the hospital, Ji-won hailed a taxi, ready to go home. On the way, the driver saw the dejected Ji-won and comforted her to hang in there until the end. When they reached their destination, the driver returned all of Ji-won's money to her. At this moment, the newly revived Ji-won sees the symbol on the money. She remembers her deceased father. It turns out the taxi driver was her dead father. He had brought Ji-won the chance to be reborn.